Welcome back. We'll move straight on with things. Agenda item 10 is Town Council meetings. To approve the minutes of the council meeting 15th of February 2024 as detailed in the minute book. We've all had copies of the minutes. Any queries? Can I have a proposal? Second.
No proposal.
Move the minutes in favour. Item 11, accounts for payment, to confirm the payments of accounts for January 2024. Again, you all have copies of them. No queries. Move in a second, please. No, second. In favour? Item 12, income to review the council's income for 2024. Again, any queries on that? Mover and seconder, please. Ian, second. In favour? Correspondence, to report any correspondence received. I think you were brief.
Yes, Chair, I've had an email regarding horses, horse riding and bridleways in the area. I'll just in summary, it's from a lady called Julie Fields. She says, my name is Julie. I'm championing the cause to help horse riders feel safer on our roads and to get better access to off-road riding by maintaining and creating new bridleways by the DMMO application process to the bridleways department at Wakefield Council. We have very few existing bridleways in and around our village. Julie goes on to say that she's working within villages within the Barnsley area and the Wakefield area, including Hemsworth, and has gained support from MPs as well as ward councillors. As well as having a good working relationship with officers at Barnsley Council.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing when he's not laughing? You are laughing. I'm not laughing.
Could we tell a bit of order, please?
Thanks, Chair. So, she goes on to say that little funding is available, so fundraising has been taking place with the help of volunteers. And the BHS Society is providing funding for the safety campaign to provide signs, safety signs for horse riders. She goes on to say, this is where I need your help and support, the Town Council, as I feel I have fantastic support from Barnsley Council, but no support from Wakefield Council. She goes on to reiterate that she has support from the MP's office, who suggested compiling a petition to Wakefield Council stressing the lack of bridleways in the area. And a petition has been raised with nearly 100 signatures. She basically says that I've hit a brick wall and desperately need the Town Council's support. Since this email, Chair, I've also received another email regarding an accident, admittedly not in the Hemsworth area, but locally. And just today I've received another email which suggests that some progress has been made with Wakefield's highways officers and meetings have been set up. So the request, as I understand it, is for support from Town Council.
Thanks, Andrew, for that. So, I think the suggestion is that we, the council supports them. I know our district councillors have approached Wakefield Council with this, and I think a letter of support saying we agree with them and just to back them up a bit would be in order. So we're basically asking the council to approve that we do write a letter in support of that. I don't see any problem with that at all.
It stated that the accident wasn't in Early, it was in South East.
It was in Brearley actually. Sorry, well, I know it wasn't in our area, but we have bridleways and things like that, and we're just requesting that we put a letter of support in that better saying.
Can I just add to that what Julie said, because I'm assisted Kerry and she asked me just to add a few more bits.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
She just really needs your help because she needs British Heart Society Safe Path Safety campaign signs. She's got them all ready on standby, but Wakefield Council will not let her put them up because they're saying that they will litter the environment. That's their excuses. And support Martin Baines, manager from Highways Department at Wakefield Council, is helping to make roads a safe place for horse riders and creating new bridleways. Obviously, as roads are far too dangerous, the A628 from Brierley to Hemsworth has been closed off 5 to 6 times in from August last year. There was a fatality on Frickley Bridge Lane, Brierley, which borders both West Yorkshire and obviously South Yorkshire. And obviously we had that devastating accident a couple of weeks ago that a horse had to be shot. And his friend Kelly has got a fractured hip in 2 places, and she's lucky to be alive. Do you know what I mean? And we've got all these signposts, but it's not going to cost anybody anything. It's just bureaucracy that our Julie's facing. I mean, I can tell you something that she's been told not to contact this councillor, right? Let me just get it up, this name of this councillor, bureaucracy that she's feeling, that she got told not to even contact her again. And she just gets generic emails from to tell respond in 28 days, and you can tell they've not even read email, and she just wants all your support. You know, I mean, she's doing fantastic work to make a change, to make it safer roads and bridle. And obviously, it's not just for us as horses, it's going to make a big difference for cyclists and walkers, because obviously you'll see how overgrown and they've been neglected. I mean, maybe Sister Road for 30 years, and your Hemsworth Bridleway was fantastic, but we can't get to it anymore because it's too dangerous. You know, when it starts from Brierley Roundabout and it takes you all the way up to Ackworth, it was fantastic that when it opened. I can't tell you when it opened, but it's been neglected, but we cannot get to it because it's too dangerous. But that was fantastic, that.
Well, I don't think any councillors disagree with supporting you as much as we can.
Yeah, that's
and
fantastic.
I will speak to the district councillors. I know I've made some approaches and get some details of them.
Yeah, because Julie's even got John Trickett involved.
Yes, I'm aware of that as well.
Yeah, she's doing fantastic work. But I'm just trying to find you, I'll be as quick as I can. I know you're all...
Whilst you're looking, do you mind if I ask, Chair?
Yeah.
Sorry, was that fatality with the horse due to a responsible driver?
It was, yes. She slammed into the back of her horse and...
I'm a retired...
horses. She's hit his friend, it's reared and gone into windscreen, and then she's hit his other friend, and horse had been shot at side, and she fled the scene and left her on the floor, his friend.
I'm a retired driving instructor, and I did teach all my pupils regarding passing horses and things like that. And I think I can assure you that every other driving instructor will do the exact same.
Beth from Highways Department told our Julie not to contact her anymore.
Highways Department.
Beth.
Can I just say that this was actually raised by the district councillor Melanie Jones at the last PAC meeting about having signs in South Heenley, and she raised that with the police and everything else. So there
We've
is.
had that meeting already, but obviously our Julie sent this email and then we were invited as a group to come and attend. You see? Yeah, she did. She's in contact with Melanie John. Sorry, but obviously our Julie sent this email, and obviously she's championing us as a group. You know, just to try and get everybody involved, because Wakefield Council, I don't mean to be horrible or biased, they just don't want to know. And Barnsley Council, we've got signs up and everything, do you know what I mean? And
Well, the clerk can write to our district council as well and get their take on it and what help we can give, but I'm sure that everybody's willing to give as much support as we can to it, you know.
Not only, with the council short of money and time and everything, and not only did they not want us to put them up, they've been round physically taking them down. Anybody that's put one on a lamppost or anything, they've skipped them. So they've got time to send somebody out.
It just doesn't seem to make any sense, does it?
Take them down and chuck them away, which is simple. Because
we've
we've
got,
had them made, and what they say on them is dead slow for horses. And this stuff is in the highway code now,
it is, yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
supposed to be low. You're supposed to ride 2 metres away from a horse at 10 miles per hour, and none of you probably have ever heard of it.
I must admit, I
I
have.
mean, I've been driving for God knows how many
I can
years.
promise you I give horses a wide berth, they scare me to death anyway.
But there's at least 500 horses in this area, you wouldn't even know that.
Will be very courteous to drivers. I know I did it when I used to ride, when I wasn't able to. And I taught my daughter to say, if you, especially going down Robin Lane, when it's blind bends, if you've got cars behind you and you can, pull away from road, let the cars go first, and then go when it's clear. You do, I'll admit, you do get your idiots, because I've seen plenty on them in my time, but you do get it in all walks of life, cyclists, driving, all driving. But our point on it is if we courteous to them, hopefully next time, if we can't get physically move out of the way, they're going to be a bit more patient with us. But it don't work when you've got idiots, and we will admit that there is idiots.
You can't legislate for idiots, you make all the rules in the one.
Chair.
But yeah, can you write to the district councils and
Chair, could I please ask,
sorry, yeah.
do you think if we also sent emails as well as
Oh, yeah, we could do
if we
that.
want to, as councillors
Apparently there's a
personally,
petition going around
in support?
Yeah, there's a petition on South Beenley, what is it?
It's Shafton Community Horse Riding Group we've got on Facebook. We've got over 400 members on it.
I'll share,
Yeah.
it's still on my Facebook.
Yeah, I'm still on your
I'll share it
Facebook.
back onto my Facebook.
If you can
Yeah,
do
share
that.
it on your Facebook
We
and then,
need as many
Can you share it
councillors
with
I'll share it
in
with-
as corner as possible.
Yeah.
So if you could all
Champion as
Yeah.
cars.
champion as
Kate.
cause, as
Yeah.
many emails that you can get in
Yeah.
for us, the better.
I'll share it with other councillors who want it,
I
so
think
they
the
can
council's
respond.
happy to do
And
that.
just to
I'm
let you know,
happy.
we've got loads of volunteers who will help clear the bridleways and everything, so it's not going to cost you anything as you know.
See, in Hemsworth, inside the cemetery, we used to ride down there to get onto the farmer's field, try and keep good road. Oh, that's blocked off now, you can't get down there on our stuff. And we used to use that now 3, 4, 5 times a week. And you just can't access it anymore since they put out fencing up. I can understand it, but bikes and quads, they're a pain in everybody's life.
Sorry, Ian.
That's all right.
By blocking access off, it's not helping any of us.
Can I just ask regarding your petition and such like, have you had any guidance as to how to proceed with that? The reason why I say that is when it comes to housing, if there's any objections on houses, they have to be put in individually, on individual email addresses or addresses. We can't put,
sorry to interrupt, but she's handed the petition in,
right.
and it ain't made a blind bit of difference.
No, I think possibly the reason why is they'll just count 100 names as one person on a petition. That's how they sometimes work. And sometimes it's a question of those 100 people putting in individual objections towards it.
Council gave her a form. all
With
names to put on.
Right, well, it's probably different from housing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it
Yeah,
is.
it probably is, but sometimes if you bombard with 100 emails, they'll take more notice than
We could
just
ask,
sending one emails with 100
we
names.
could ask the district council and probably a
See,
company
like
to take it
I
in.
really tried to get Wakefield Police to come and do a Safe Pass campaign. They ignored her. And then as soon as she put a complaint in, it took her 8 months to get a response. As soon as she put a complaint in against them, they answered her straight like that. Do you know what I mean? And that was just to get Wakefield, well, mounted section, because it's not far from us, is it? To come and do a Safe Pass campaign. That is police being undercover, educating on horses, educating drivers and stuff like that, and obviously experiencing how fast they go on that. And they wouldn't entertain her, but she was 8 months badgering them, trying to get a response. So she put a complaint in, she got an answer back, and then she told them they're too busy. Do you know what I mean? But yet, if you look on British Horse Society website, they're doing fantastic work and stuff like that, and it's something we need in this area. You know, our Julie, obviously, that was his friend that really got killed the other week, do you know what I mean? And we all don't want roads, we don't. Do you know what I mean? And there's obviously like nearly all the people wanted to go out riding, and obviously we've got all these fantastic bridleways just sat there, and we could be chopping them and seeing to, but obviously we can't because we'll get into trouble, you know, trimming them back and stuff like that.
What another person's trying to do is see if we can get a patch of land where we can build an arena and maintain it ourselves.
Because British Horse Society have offered, if any surrounding
we
areas,
use a
patch of land, they will build a horse, like a school and equestrian centre for us, and what a fantastic legacy that will be in the area. And we just need the land to do it. Yeah, and they'll do it. I mean, what a fantastic thing that will be for us all. You know, and lasting legacy will be there for years to come, won't it?
Approached any,
For safe to go.
have you approached any farmers or anything like that to see if they would donate some land to you?
You just know they're not going to entertain you unless you've got backings of people. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, how many football pitches is there in Hemsworth? All we need is one.
Because I Julie's had to go and talk to one of the farmers because she took offence because she kept reporting for putting a boulder, and she's in place. It's up at South Ely at Tops. I can't tell you his name, and I'm not going to do it. It's being malicious.
Please don't mention him.
I'm not going to mention his name. And she's had to apologise to him and say, look, I'll work with you. I don't want to work against you. And he said, I want to be on your side, because obviously it gets done when Julie's reporting him, but yet he's doing it to stop all quad bikers and illegal gaming that's going on at night. But then we've said we're going to say to him next time we see him and try and get him on board is that obviously he could put a gate up, and there could be restrictions. We could say, well, we're not going to go riding past 7 o'clock, and you can shut gate and let's meet you halfway. So we are trying to.
It wouldn't be sensible to ride at night time.
No, but then you can shut it up because
Yeah,
it's
I see
in
your
at
point.
night.
Yeah. I'm saying you wouldn't have any problem with the gate.
Shut then, and then we're just trying to work with local farmers and meet them halfway. Do you know what I mean?
So, I think the clerk's got all this down anyway. And
Sorry for badgering you, but it's just
No,
obviously
no.
we're all really upset about his friend, and it
I hope
shouldn't
we'll
have
give you a
come
good,
to this.
you know, we'll listen to you pretty well, you know, we understand where you're coming from. And,
Because they're trying to do Katie's law at minute, and they need 100,000 signatures for it to be discussed in Parliament to
yes,
make
I'm
it
aware of
law.
all of that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, obviously, that horse took me out in eyes at law, getting killed, but obviously it's a family member at the end of the day.
Yes.
It's a big thing, and his friend's devastated.
It's a countrywide problem that
Yeah.
Sorry, Carol.
And a police horse got knocked down on, got an accident on 9th of March, and exposure that's got. Do you know what I mean? It just shows you it's different kettle of fish.
I just let Carol come in, and then we really have to move on. But,
Sorry, it's
No.
just that we're desperate for
we'll
help.
stay in touch, yeah.
I live in Tonbridge, and there's a lot of bridle paths and public footpaths that have been took away from farmers, and I'm working with Jacob Williamson, District Councillor, and he's getting them all cleared up. So maybe putting these in touch with Jacob.
Yeah, well, we can speak to Jacob. And,
Yeah.
We've got your contact details.
I've got to have, yeah.
Just Angela couldn't be here to do because of work, so obviously.
Melanie's also involved in
Yeah.
it, so,
Yeah, she's
you know,
got some
and we'll back them up where we
contacts as
can. So yeah, are you okay with that for now?
Yeah, thank you, appreciate your time. Sorry to have badgered you, but we're so desperate for help that we need everybody to help us because Wakefield Council, the deaf as doornails.
It's not just with the horse riding as well. Wakefield Council, what they've been doing is, Kirkgate Lane going into South England, they said about moving the 30-mile-an-hour sign further down the road because we have a farm down there. And people ride down our village and they were wanting to slow the traffic down, so they said they'd move the 30-mile-an-hour sign further down the road.
Would that help? Lot of,
And they sent an email back saying that they would... Sorry, it's just because it's to explain about
Yeah,
marriage.
we really have to move on, so, you know, we've got...
Wakefield Council had said that they would do it, and then they email you back and they say, oh, I'm sorry, that
Well,
person's
that's
left,
it.
we can't do with it now.
yeah.
So we don't...
We'll discuss it with our district council and see where we're at, and then
Us as
we'll stay in
individuals are
touch.
getting
You know.
nowhere with Wakefield Council, that's what I meant.
So, yeah,
Thank you.
so Cemetery Road has been dealt with in exclusion, so, the sand at the water park, to consider and approve a quote for replacement sand on the beach at Hemsworth Water Park. I believe we've had quite a competitive quote.
Yeah, we've had a quote of £3,100 for 100 tons to cover the beach,
Which is proper place sand,
which
isn't
is
it?
proper place, yeah.
So we need to approve that payment, so,
I'll do it.
Paul, second, in favour? Okay.
Can I just ask a question on the sand?
On sand?
Are we removing the old sand before this is placed on?
Correct.
Good question, Councillor.
I don't know
I'm not entirely sure of the procedure myself, but I'll be sure.
whether it's considered a base for it or it needs to
No, it'll be contaminated.
Be contaminated, it needs removing.
And is it going to get
Does
looked
leave-
Well,
at?
if that's the case, that's what we'll have.
Needs to be.
Or is it going to be like always?
It's like, something out would up.
So, item 16, new door at the lakeside.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. This is the door to the side of the building near the staff entrance, basically. The shutter over that door is beyond repair, and we've been advised that replacing it would be costly and inefficient, but instead to put a steel door system with a gate system on it would be more economic. The quote I have is £3,025 plus VAT.
3,025, it's necessary, isn't it?
Can I just ask if we've got more than one quote?
I'm not sure actually. I know this quote is my usual.
Could we claim anything off insurance?
No, it wouldn't be. It's not damage, so.
Wear and tear of it, deterioration.
I don't think this is the upstairs door.
Economically not viable to repair it.
Can I ask how old it is? Because I know we actually replaced one of the doors in 2020.
It's the shutter. Sorry, through a chair.
Yeah, go on.
It's the not the actual door itself isn't a problem as such. It was a shutter that's broken. I'm not sure when it was replaced or when it was installed. About 15 years. I'm told it could have been about 15 years ago. It certainly looks quite old. The door itself isn't in a particular state of disrepair, but it's very security is an issue.
So can we have a proposal that we go ahead and do this?
Will it be alarmed this time?
Sorry?
Will it be alarmed this
That
time?
door is alarmed, yes.
Because it last time weren't, was it?
It's not that door.
Oh,
No, it is alarmed and it'll be re-alarmed.
right. So it's paying 3 grand for something wanting to alarm.
No, it will be alarmed. So, can we propose and second that? seconded? Take a vote in favour of it? Okay, that's carried then. So that concludes business. We'll move on to public question time. Did you want to say something before?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, well, go ahead then.
I've lived in Hemsworth all my life, and the two previous council meetings, town council meetings, was disgusting with councillors and the public going hammer and tongs at each other, and we should sit down here like adults instead of putting complaints in all the time, costing preset payers money to sort them out. You should be able to sit down, the people that's got complaints, and discuss it instead of taking it to different places, voices and calls and whatever it is. I, myself, a council kept on getting on to me over when I voted. Did I put a complaint in against him? No, I didn't, because it cost preset payers money. A member of the public called me names in this meeting. Did I take a complaint against them? No, I did not. Because you've got to take it when you're a councillor. We all do it free of charge. We do not get paid for this. And the last thing what I'm going to say, I'm a fully paid up member of the Labour Party, but I've inquired, I can go over and be an independent councillor on the town council, and I'm going to be independent to myself and the preset payers. That's all I can say to you, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for that, Paul. And on some of the points you made there, I'd like to just go on that. It has been unacceptable behaviour from all sides, and it has to stop. And for that reason, I'm just going to say this, if we have a repeat of any of those meetings, it isn't without my remit to bar the public from meetings. And I will do that because I am also responsible to make sure that we have orderly conduct in meetings.
What, including the councillors?
Including councillors.
Yeah, includes councillors.
Includes everybody, because you're denying when a meeting has to be shut down because people can't behave, and there's multiples of them, it's out of control, there's no point carrying on with it, but you're denying the public the right to come and ask questions. So, I hope tonight people do behave and ask questions and consider one another and show respect for one another. And just to finish off on that, public question time should be relative to the agenda. If you've got any questions that don't relate to the agenda, then I suggest that you write to the clerk and give him plenty of notice to answer. He can either answer in public if you want, or he can write back to you. That's the situation. So any questions that you have must relate to tonight's agenda. So we'll now go to public questions, and I think you had your hand up first.
Well, mine's to do with Paul, what Paul's. Basically, Councillor Whitehead has asked a councillor to report me to get me banned. Will you please leave me
I'm going to stop you there. That is not.
Yes, she's done it twice.
It's not a legitimate question. If you've got any complaints,
leave me alone?
If you've any complaints about any councillor, you can take them to the monitor officer or the clerk. It's not going to be discussed with individual councillors.
She's asked the councillor to report me.
Would you please give order? Does anybody have a question? Yes, go ahead.
I'd just like to ask, have we, as a horse riders, have we been considered as good or bad then?
No.
That's one kind.
No,
you're not aiming at our
No, absolutely not. I hope you think we gave you plenty of time to put your case forward.
No, we've got loads more to say if you want to listen.
No. We just asked that if you want to ask a question, put your hand up and I'll bring it in.
We've done enough.
Yes.
Some time ago, it was decided to change the public question time and the exclusion clauses over, so that in public question time the public may be informed about some of the decisions that were made in exclusion.
That's correct.
That, however, was never realised, it's never come
Well,
to
it
fruition.
did actually, it did. When we made a decision that we could reveal to the public, we did do that. But
All
no
right, so
decision's been taken tonight.
I'll rephrase it then. I can't remember.
Well, I can assure you that
happening,
didn't happen.
And the person that originally suggested it, I spoke to tonight and can't remember that happening. So all I'm saying is, I'm suggesting that it might be as well, because of, to get smoothness into the meetings, to reverse that decision back.
Well, it was proposed earlier. It was proposed earlier, and the council rejected that idea.
Oh, they've rejected it,
Yeah.
because, you know, the public have to come in here and then go back out and sit outside.
Yeah, I do apologise for that, but actually, I think it's been explained. You don't have to come in. You're entitled to come in. You know, you could turn up after we've done the public exclusion bit.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. You're quite entitled to sit out there, but you're entitled to come in here for the first part, which is apologies and
Yeah, it was just an idea.
But we don't know when you're having it, because sometimes you have it at the end of the time.
I think you put your hand on next thing.
I want to ask why
Is
I'm
ignoring
spending more
It's
money.
ignored.
I'm not ignoring anyone, and I'll bring you in when you've got your hand up, but she put her hand up before you. Yes, I've got to carry on.
Sorry. I want to ask why we're spending money on sand when we've never looked after what we've got at the water park. We spent thousands and thousands on the water park, and that's been looked after? No.
Chair, could I come in there, please?
Yes.
So, I believe, and I think Scott will correct me if I'm wrong here, that the sand will need replacing about every 3 years. That's what it is, and it's about 3 years since last replaced. Is that right, Scott? Yeah. So it does need replacing about every 3 years, and it is at that time now. And I will say this quote, I think, I know we've got a beach less now, but however, I think the quote is more than less than half than previous quotes we've had. Sometimes they're near £10,000. Yeah. So, yes, we have to replace it. That's the end of really. Some things you have to keep doing.
No, you've replaced it and replaced it, but you don't look after it.
Yeah. I think you've had an answer. We've got to replace it. It's been voted on.
Yeah, you replace it, but you don't look after it.
Maxine?
Can I just say something about the sand? It does need replacing because it's wrong sand that got put on 3 years ago. It will builder's sand, not kids' sand.
Not, oh, right.
So it does need replacing.
Can I just clarify that it wasn't builder sand, it was the correct sand, but of a lower quality than what we've got now. But it was
Well,
the appropriate
it's come
sand.
back, it's builder's sand, so...
Well,
Rumored one builder sand, but it was
different
different.
names. Okay, Maxine, your question?
Can we just clarify what you said about your remit of banning people from, is your remit or do you have to vote on it?
No, I don't have to vote on it.
I would get the shit.
To ban people, yes. Yes.
It was just that you said that your remit and you would ban people, and I just want you to clarify that you alone can't ban people. It's got
No,
to
I
be-
didn't say that.
You did.
I said I can.
I'm not arguing with
I
this
can
now.
ban the public from. We can take public exclusion away if we don't have orderly meetings. I don't want to do that. I don't want to close meetings down. Yes. Yes.
Why is item 14 gone into exclusion?
It has to do with tenancies and it is confidential matter. It shouldn't have been there, it was an error.
Chair, can we just, I mean, I'm assuming that Daniel's wanted a specific question to ask. It was, this is the same, but can we just clarify that we agreed to continue with the process, is what it was basically. On what we discussed is done. I'll speak to it, it's not. Yeah.
Yes, Cathy.
On the 7th of March, a question was raised in the Leisure and Rec regarding the soft play area that was closed for repair. We were told that it would just be closed for a week and that it would be reopened. A member of public has actually sent an email in requesting when it will open, and they'd actually tagged me because I'd said that I'd raised this in a meeting, and they'd said they'd not had a response back. They're wanting to know, is it going to be open for Easter? Now obviously we were told in the Leisure and Rec it was being repaired. Can you give us an update on that? I know you've said, you know, writing, but to get an answer, an FOI.
Was this the soft play area?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, there's been, Chair, we've had some safety concerns raised about the play area, so there's a safety inspection booked tomorrow to inspect it. The results of that will depend when it opens, but it'll be as soon as possible.
Can you just confirm that you have received that person's email?
I can't, I'm afraid, without checking. Sorry.
Anyone else?
Right, this is a question from the last meeting. I didn't have a chance to ask it because the meeting got closed. I don't know why it got closed. But one of the councillors mentioned that some of the assets were missing. I used to run a store and all my assets were accounted for. If I went out of that store, somebody signed for them. But the list said that some assets were missing. What I'd like to know is what assets were missing and what's the cost to replace them.
Well, we do have an asset committee, and
It's ongoing. You have a ledger for your assets?
it's ongoing. We're trying to find out what we have and what we haven't got according to them and balance that against the asset register. But I don't think that's complete.
So you haven't got a ledger then?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Coming into the asset register, a lot of things missing, as in not in the place they should be when we're looking for them. That is the word missing. A lot of things have disappeared. We've put things into place now where things will be signed in and signed out.
So that's never happened before then?
No. We've brought all this in, we've put assets into their own
So some of these
places.
items could be worth thousands and never been signed for?
Could have, and that's what we're looking
There
at.
will be, won't there? Like a digger, for example, that's what, £3,000 or £4,000?
Sorry.
Is that missing?
We don't know what's missing because we haven't finished the asset altogether.
No,
They're going to come in about the digger. The digger was sold 2 years ago. So that won't be an asset, was it?
but
You've got no ledger of your assets?
Yes,
There's never been one. We're going to implement one now.
There's an asset register actually that the
I think we're
public
straying into
can
areas that we're not going to go because, you know, we're talking about staff and
There is
missing
an
stuff
asset
and things like that. and
register
it's-
on the actual HTC website that you can view.
They don't know, they've got a clue what they've got.
It's a work in progress. We're trying to get it sorted out. Anyone else? Well then, I thank you all for coming and declare the meeting closed.